Hello and welcome to the morning show. Teeing off with RevSportz. A very good morning to everyone present. We will discuss Border Gavaskar Trophy. Today is day three of the third test at Indore, and India needs to defend 75 runs, and Australia will start the batting in 30 minutes. So to discuss at a stretch, we have Apto Mukhopadhyay joining us from Indore, Devashish Sen, and we have Shubhan Chakrabarti also. He is back from South Africa.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Welcome back, Shubhan from South Africa.
And yes, and what a test match we are witnessing straight away.
Yeah. Coming to you, Atro, first, did India fall short of 25 runs? Having that three-digit number would have given them a bit of psychological advantage. What do you reckon? Atro, you go first.
I think they are 60 to 70 runs short, not 20-25. I think a target of around say 140, 150 could have tested Australia, and that's what India failed to get. And I think it's first innings disaster, which of 109, which has led to this, led them into this situation. Had they got even 150, 160 in the first innings, that would have meant say around say 40, 50 more to the target. So I think that first innings has let India down big time, and the failure to get their act together in the second innings has compounded their problem. So I think India are chasing the game. Australia are the favourites to win this.
Shubhan, what do you reckon?
I also think Australia are heavy favourites because of the heavy roller. That's what I feel. Every morning, heavy roller is used, and that makes batting a bit easy for the initial 30, 40 minutes. And I think that period, 30 to 40 minutes, is enough for Australia to wrap this match up. Even if it is a 25-30 run partnership, India will be on back foot even if they take 2-3 quick wickets also. So it's a matter of one mini partnership that will help Australia cruise through. But yes, the lowest a team has failed to chase is 85 runs. That happened 141 years back. So I think we should be it is very fine to say that Australia are hot favorites to finish the match. Maybe perhaps in 1 hour, 1 or 2 hours max.
Do you think it will be that easy for Australia, Devashish?
Never. It won't be easy. Because if you notice, first day 14 wickets fell, second day 16 wickets fell, and wickets have fallen in heap. Wickets have fallen in heap in this test match. So you never count out a Ravindra Jadeja and Rakshar Patel, the left-arm spinners in India, because they will come into huge effect along with Ashwin. And yes, Australia definitely are favourites. Definitely they are the favourites, but you never know in a game of cricket. So obviously, I would say if India can get in quick inroad, as was the case in the first morning of the test match. See, Australia lost 6 wickets for 11 runs. And when Cameron Green and Hanscom were playing, that 1 wicket led to 5 wickets, and in a span of 34 balls, they were all bundled out. And so I think the key for India will be to get early wickets, and if they can get wickets, a couple of wickets, that will put immense pressure on Australia. Yes, definitely Australia are the favourites.
Absolutely. And coming to you, Atrio, India will be starting the ball with a new ball. Umesh Yadav had a great spell yesterday, but he was bowling with the old ball. He was getting a reverse swing. So do you think with the new ball, Rohit Sharma will be giving Umesh Yadav a chance, or he will be starting with a spin attack from the very beginning, Ashwin and Jadeja? What do you reckon?
I think Umesh should be given the new ball because he brings to the table something different. The Australians have faced Ashwin and Jadeja for long periods in this series already, and Umesh is somewhat of a unknown entity for them in these conditions. And Umesh was quite incisive in the brief spell that he bowled yesterday. So I think Umesh should be given at least a couple of overs in the beginning, and then the captain should take a call whether to continue with them or not. Because he can be on this wicket with an up and down bounce, uneven bounce. He can be a handful at his pace. Because at his pace, if the ball keeps low, then the batsmen are in for trouble. I mean, they will always be candidate for LBW decisions or maybe bowled. So I think Umesh should be given a few overs in the beginning.
Shivan, your thoughts?
I think Ashwin and Jadeja should start straight away. use the initial moisture, use the the hard ball, the new ball, that helps the spinners a bit more. So I think yesterday India, I certainly feel India made a mistake yesterday by giving Siraj the first few overs, and that is where Australia also got a few runs with the boundaries and all. So with Umesh and Siraj's pace, even if it's a edge or a half time shot, it will run for a boundary. And with 75 runs, I think India will want to start a bit aggressively and give Ashwin and Jadeja a chance to rip it through with the hard ball. That is going to be the crucial. If a Jadeja or a Ashwin can get a couple of wickets in the first five to six overs, I think as Devashish said, it will be a game on, because more than the pitch, more than the 75 run total, it's in the head. And when Ashwin and Jadeja, if they pick up a couple of quick wickets, Australia will be all nervy, and that is going to be an interesting phase if it happens.
There was a mutual reaction. I think you agree with Shubhan on this.
100%. The thing is that when you are defending a small total like 76, a fast bowler with the new ball, run making is easier. Run making becomes easier, and you have stroke players at the top. And in the
Yeah.
moment you bring in Ashwin and the Jadeja, it will work in the mind of the Australian batters. So you need to. Yes, I totally agree. Had it been a new morning first day of a test, but you are defending a small total. You cannot give
Yeah.
effort to let loose any single run. Means run is gold, worth gold. Every single run saved is worth gold, and you cannot let to drop the catches. Whatever opportunity, the close-in fielders will be very incredibly important in this test, in this on this day, because you need to latch on to every opportunity, single opportunity, and close in. And I think Jadeja and Akshar Patel, because Mitchell Stark with that left arm, with that foot mark, they will come into effect from ball one. So straight away attack the batsman, the tip in close in fielders. So you cannot give Australia any opportunity to score freely, because even a 20 run partnership, they can take away the match.
Yeah. And yesterday we had a talk with Atro on this. He had some views. I would ask Shubhan and Debashish today. Atro said that this was his one of the worst pitches that he have ever seen from back in 2020 after 2004. So your thoughts on that? One of the worst pitches ever. Shubhan, you go first.
I love turning tracks. I'm absolutely dead sure about that. I love turning tracks, and when
But
if
this
it's
much
a green
from the
top,
very first day.
I have no issues with that. I have no issues with pitch. I had no issues with pitch when Shiv Sena came and dig up the Firoz Shah Kotla back in the days. But it's a challenge. It's a challenge for everyone. It's a challenge for all the batters. If it's a green top in New Zealand from day one, where it is very tough to recognize the pitch also with all the grass there. So I think if we can have that sort of pitch, we can have this sort of pitch, and it's a different skill set. If it's a different skill set back in New Zealand, it's a different skill set back in India. Yes, people have their opinions. We are seeing that those opinions, and most probably ICC will rate this as a below average pitch again, and maybe the curator has a few questions, few hard questions to answer when the official rating comes down. But I think it's a different challenge, and it allows people to think otherwise also, tactically also. Now we are seeing many people are writing, why not play another extra batter and drop one of the pacers, because pacers are not bowling. So that is also an option that has opened up for the last test in Ahmedabad. If another rank turner is prepared for the fourth test. But yes, I have no issues with pitch. If it is turning from ball one, why not have a fun? It's a different skill set. Test your skills.
And this type of discussions give so many views to the matter that it
Yeah, of
becomes
course,
more
it's all
interesting.
different. Everyone has a different perspective.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Like Adroga said, yes, sir. Of course, it doesn't help. Like when the dust particles are coming off from very
Yeah,
within
yeah,
the first 5 overs, it is turning 3-4 degrees suddenly from day one. It doesn't like For a traditional viewer, it doesn't help. But yes, I am absolutely clear if we can have those sort of pitches in New Zealand where you can't even spot the pitch from far and say, okay, this is the match pitch. I am very fine with Indore having a rank turner and spinners picking up 39 wickets out of the possible 40. I have no issues with that.
Ashish, you go. Your
No,
thoughts?
I would agree with Atro on this point because this is not an ideal test wicket. Ideal test wicket, you should decide what happens to the fans, to the broadcasters. You should take
Yeah.
into account. You cannot have day one wicket turning square on from ball one and few balls keeping low. So take the instance of Manas Labuschagn's dismissal in the first innings. The ball kept so low that he couldn't do anything. So I totally agree with Atro on his views about the wicket. This is not an ideal test wicket. Let me put it straight away. Means India knows
There was
winning this test match and guaranteeing a place in the WTC final, but then you need a test match. You need to have the see the test match in New Zealand. What happened, England and New Zealand? That is what a test match is all about. You cannot have means all the three test matches ending in the third day. Atro has been traveling around extra 2 days, no work. Just think about it. You should feel for the reporters as well.
it is good for Atre also. Na? He's getting to move around cities and explore new things.
First,
Atro, you share your thoughts on this debate. You go on this debate.
I agree with the argument that if seam friendly conditions are what India gets in other countries, then spin friendly conditions is what the others should get over here. I don't disagree with that. But the ball should come onto the bat. I mean, with the kind of grassy wickets Chuban was referring to, over there the bounce is not so uneven. I mean,
Yes.
explode from the same length at the same in the same over. At least the ball should come onto the bat. I think that is the difference. That is what I say the difference between those seaming wickets abroad, and that is the difference between these rank turners over here. Wicket assisting spin, I have no problem.
I also don't have a problem with rank turners. I don't have a problem with rank turners. Yes, in every country should have a wicket that suits their bowlers, but have a problem with if the ball stays low on from day one.
The ball should come onto the bat. Let there be a contest between
Yeah. There should be a good bounce.
One side.
But here I would like to take you guys back to one of those Ravichandran Ashwin PC, where he questioned one journalist, one overseas journalist, on what is an ideal pitch? What is an ideal pitch? Who decides what is an ideal pitch?
Who decides? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Australia
On this debate,
will have no context whatsoever today, at least.
Yes, it was, I guess, in Australia, right?
Winning this test match.
Yeah.
So on this debate, we have a question from our very own Trisha Ghoshal. Why is it that we Indians criticize Indian pitches, but when Australians and New Zealand and England guys prepare their pitches, they don't crib? Your thoughts, Atre, on this?
Well, have we? I mean, when did we last see in Australia a pitch full of grass? I mean, we played 8 matches in the last 5 years over there. So show me one instance of a pitch where it was fully covered with grass. Yes,
Australia is not grassy. Australia doesn't produce grassy wickets. It's more of the bounce that is dangerous in Australia. Yeah. But that is only one pitch. Australia pitches are fine for batting and bowling. I think. It is the problem is in England and New Zealand.
Indian batters love batting in Australia because they say the ball comes onto the bat. VVS Lakshman kept saying that Australia, I love batting. I love batting in Australia.
Yeah, the Australian pitches are fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
And tell me, I mean, in England, when did India played quite a few matches in the last 5 years over there, maybe 10 test matches. Other than one in Lords in 2018, if I remember right, there was nothing very unusual. Yes, in New Zealand a couple of years back, they were absolute green top.
Yeah, 2020 series, the series I covered.
That is why I cited only New Zealand. So,
you could hardly make any difference.
Absolute green.
You could hardly make any difference between wicket and outfield.
I remember one of Devashish's photo had went viral. He showed where can you spot the pitch during that test.
Last season in New Zealand.
Yes, yes, and that is where I would like to come, like cite one of those funny Rohit Sharma press conference where he said, "कोई हमारे बारे में नहीं सोचता तो हम किसी के बारे में क्यों सोचे?" Rohit Sharma had said, "When Indian team visits there, nobody thinks about us as batters. They prepare their green tops, and why should us as an Indian team think about visiting teams when they come to India?" These are new conditions for you guys. This is a challenge which has made India a fortress for the Indian team in Test cricket. Of course, they lose a test here and there, but a series win in India is impossible. Right now, it is very the closest thing that could go to an impossible thing. So I think it is a challenge. Everyone should brace themselves for that if they are coming to India.
Let us accept the fact is that our batters did not bat well. At least I can point out at least four instances where the batters were out playing attacking shots, which was not not the need of the
Uh,
hour. Take the instance of
Mama,
Rohit Sharma.
the question I think we should ask right now, the question we should ask right now is this Indian batting team adapt at playing in such spin friendly conditions? Are they good enough to tackle such spin friendly conditions? Like the
But
batters from past, Sachin, Dravid, Lakshman, they were fantastic players. They used to mold their games. But is the current batters capable of doing the same? I don't think so.
Coming
absolutely.
to
I would
this
say
question, coming
take
to
the
this
instance
question,
of Pujara now. Take the instance of Pujara now. Had it not been the brilliance of Steve Smith in standing in leg slip, obviously that and I still wondering why did Mohammad Siraj played that shot. Means obviously all he needed to do is to stay on the wicket. And also take the instance of Virat Kohli. He was batting so well in that first inning. Obviously, I might be going back in this statement, but talking about whether Indians lack the quality in playing
Spin
spin,
game.
spin game, I think Virat played the best in the first innings. It's that only
Devashish,
one
coming to
across the
this
bat.
question, yeah. So Akshay will be leaving for the match, but before he leaves, I would want to know from him that the Indian batters, apart from that Rohit Sharma century in the first match and Cherashva Pujara's half century, the specialist batters have not performed so well in this series that we were discussing. So your thoughts on that?
I think the
Are
batters
Indians prepared themselves for this pitch? Yeah. Go on.
I think the batters have let India down big time in this series because if you, I mean, as you said, apart from the century by Rohit Sharma in the first test and the half century by Pujara over here, there has been not been a single half century from the batters, specialist batters, and the wicketkeeper. So it's been the bowlers who bailed India out with the bat in the first two matches. So batting remains an area of serious concern, and pitches have not made tough their job any easier. And batting is something going ahead that India will have to address, especially in India. I mean, abroad you get conditions which are fairly better for batting comparatively, and that's where they face fewer problems. But over here, their inadequacies against quality spin has been exposed, and this is going ahead. Although this year we are not going to play too many test matches, other than the Test Championship final, and I think there are two more after that. But since it's a 50 over World Cup year, there won't be too many test matches. But after that, India will have to pay attention to this. Otherwise, they keep finding themselves in a spot of bother.
Yeah, so we're talking about the Siraj dismissal. So that moment uh, of what to say, that madness or maybe lack of patience explains Indians' battings because we have seen so many such instances. Because Akshar was batting at the other hand, we needed some 30-35 runs more. Akshar, we know Akshar can do well in the with the bat, but that moment of Siraj that he got dismissed. So do you think that defines India's batting? Yeah, Akshay.
That we are talking about the failure of the number 11 batsman shows how poorly we have batted. From number
Exactly.
11, you don't expect anything more than zero. If he does anything more than, if he gets you 5 runs, yeah, that's a bonus. If he gets 10 runs, it's more than a bonus. So that we are talking about the failure of our number 11 player shows how poorly we have batted. You don't take
Yeah.
into
Spot
account
on.
Well,
number 11 to contribute at all. The job should have been done much earlier by
Right.
by those
Right.
who are side to bat to score runs.
Shubhan?
Yeah, completely agree. Completely agree with Atroza. Of course, Siraj's dismissal looked comical, especially with Akshar Patel, who had just smacked Nathan Lyon for a six over cow corner. After that, that Siraj dismissal, we can talk about it. But the job, as Atev said, should have been done much
Obviously,
earlier by
obviously.
the other specialist batter, not by Siraj. So I don't think we should focus a lot on Siraj's dismissal.
No,
Hopefully,
no,
he'll pick up a
no.
couple of good wickets if given the ball today. That's his main job, and he has been doing that job very finely for the Indian team.
So, Atro, before you go, what's the mood over there? Give us a sense of the mood. Do you see any fans coming today?
It's quite depressing actually over here. I mean, the first day it was so cheerful. People were there was so much of excitement, enthusiasm, and it was full of people over here. Yesterday it was significantly less, and today it was almost deserted when I came here about 45 minutes back. And I felt particularly bad for the people who sell those T-shirts. I mean, the vendors who sell those T-shirts, those bugles, and all that. They are sitting there with glum faces. There are no takers for what they are selling, and it's a very depressing sight actually. And it's been the
Oh.
same. I mean, these people rely on these matches. They are not
Yeah.
from Indore or any particular place. They are from different places. They travel to all the venues to sell their stuff. And in all the matches so far, no match has gone beyond 3 days. So their business has taken a serious hit. Although they are not part of, they are not the stakeholders. So not many people are bothered about them. But when you look at them, those faces, you feel bad for them.
Yeah, so yeah, I won't hold you much, Atrio. You have to walk long back to the stadium because you can't join us from inside around the stadium. So we will be waiting for your updates in lunch if the match is played till lunch. And so thank you for joining, Atrio. We'll continue a discussion a little more with Shubhan and Devashish.
All right. Bye. Goodbye.
Thank you. Yeah. So what do you think? क्या होने वाला है इंडिया का अभी
I think
फर्स्ट
3-1
सेशन
होगा, 3-1 होगा.
3-1
सीरीज अभी तो अहमदाबाद सेट भी बाकी है, अगर वो नहीं हार जाते तो 3-1 होना चाहिए.
अगर ऑस्ट्रेलिया इस मैच को हारते हैं तो दे शुड गो टू द यारा रिवर एंड टेक अ डीप डाइव. हाँ, अगर if Australia lose from here, if they cannot score 76 runs, they should travel immediately to Melbourne, take a deep dive in Yara River and come back for the Ahmedabad Test match.
ये हार गए तो वॉक ओवर मिल जाएगा इंडिया को लास्ट टेस्ट. बोला वी आर गोइंग बैक, हमें और ठीक खेलना.
But then you can expect what would be a wicket like in Ahmedabad. Means what happened to England few years back, means not few years back, a year back.
Yeah.
Ashwin and Akshar Patel totally was all over England. Huh? So it will be the same thing with Australia. So another 3-day, another rank turner and offing in Ahmedabad if this test match, if Australia happens to win this test match. But definitely I still put my money on India winning this test match 3-1. I mean, obviously,
That's a series.
I think
Series.
Australia will win this series 3-1. Series 3-1. And India-Australia final at Dover for the World Test Championship.
Okay. So Usman Khwaja, the main wicket for Australia, what do you think? He has been good.
Yeah, absolutely. The way he batted, the way he played the spin, I would say, and also to some extent Labuschagne. Means if you look at the first innings partnership between Labuschagne and Khwaja, means the way they applied themselves, the way they played the bat with a vertical bat and played behind the pad. See, very important is that you have to play in front rather than staying back, because few balls might the arm balls it can got to stranded in the middle. So that is very key. The way that they use their footwork, which was not the case in the last two test matches, the way the Australian batters were willing to use their foot, willing to play the bat with a straight hand rather than playing cross-batted shots. That was the key for them doing well, particularly Khwaja and Labuschagne to some extent. And also, what adds to that Australian batting is that Cameron Green and Peter Handcombe in that middle. I think the standout for this test match for Australia has to be Steve Smith, without doubt, which is captaincy. He has been spot on. Steve Smith in this test match, if Australia win this test match, without doubt, because Pat Cummins did not look like to be the captain who could inspire the Australian team to win this to make a point. But Steve Smith obviously had a lot to prove. Maybe he's not scoring with the bat, but the manner in which he's late and that catch he took at the leg slip to dismiss Pujara,
Definitely.
it was the moment for this test match. If Australia can make it 2-all, who knows? Come the Ashes, Australian selectors might do good to get in Steve Smith to lead the side. But Steve Smith has been brilliant in this test.
Shubhain, your smile says that you agree with Devashish on Steve Smith's
Oh, of course.
captaincy.
Brilliant, brilliant. He has been brilliant, and he has shown why he is regarded as one of those intelligent, freaky, cricketing minds. And I absolutely agree that Steve Smith has been the standout for Australia. But today you mentioned Usman Khawaja being the important wicket. I feel every wicket is important. Even if a
Yes.
Nathan Lyon is batting at number 10, he's an important wicket. Even a couple of boundaries from the edge, off the edge, I think that can take the match away from India. So every wicket, every run is important in this session or in this remaining match.
Absolutely. Spot on.
Absolutely. So before we wrap up, go on, Devashish.
Also close catching. Close catching will be very
Yeah,
important.
everything needs to be spot on.
You need to latch on to any opportunity that comes your way. You cannot afford
Absolutely.
to drop any catches today.
So before we wrap up, we have 4 minutes to start off play. कितना देर तक चलेगा match? What do you think, Shubhain?
कितना देर तक चलेगा? I think for 1.5 hours to 2 hours. I think 2 hours max to max.
Lunch तक खत्म हो जाएगा. Lunch तक.
Atlanta can have his lunch without any tension.
Yes. And also he has a friend in Amit Shah. He has a friend.
And today we have to go for our conclave planning as well. So hopefully we'll get free by then.
We will thank the Australians because
So
we
you
have a
reckon
big-
India will bowl them out before lunch? That's good.
It's the other way around, Ron. I am not saying India will bowl them out. Australia, because Australia.
I am optimistic.
Australia will attack. I think they know they can't defend on this pitch. They will go for runs. That, and the new hard ball, if you connect it, if you mistime it, like 50 to 60% also this indoor outfield, I think it will travel for boundaries. So I think we are up for quick 20 to 25 runs. Then I think we'll see a wicket or two here or there, and again a 20-25 run partnership. So game done.
So okay. So let's see. We have 3 minutes, 2.5 minutes to start off play.
6 wicket win for Australia. 6 wicket win for Australia, I would say.
6 wicket win for Australia. Devashish, before we end up, quick thoughts.
Yeah, I would also agree with. It won't be that easy as one might expect. At 76 runs, Australia will. It will be difficult. Obviously, Australia are the favorite, but it will be difficult.
Okay, so that's all for now. We had lots of fun, lots of points discussed on this match. I reckon India to win, but let's see what happens. We will be waiting for Akshor's update from the ground. I don't know that will be lunch update or match ending update. So we'll have to work. Thank you for joining. We'll be back tomorrow again. Thank you.
Thank you, Shubhan. Yeah.
Thank you.